feel like I'm being eaten alive at the moment. Oh wow, already feeling myself go crispy. Never come back up here again. Hello everybody, welcome back to Hiking the Wainwrights here in the beautiful Lake District. This is episode 7 and the remainder of the walks in this season are my attempt at breaking up the dreaded Fairfield Horseshoe. Now the reason it's dreaded is because I've done it so many flipping times. I'm not kidding you. I've done it multiple times by myself, with other people. I've run it, I've vlogged it. In fact, I'll leave a link to that vlog in the description below. I just decided that I can't do it anymore. I can't do it again. I've done it to death. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break up the Fairfield Horseshoe and the summits that you hit on the Fairfield Horseshoe into 4 smaller walks. When I say smaller, they're not actually all that small, but hopefully interesting enough for you to follow along and enjoy. So this is the first of those walks, and this one is a pretty big one in its own right actually. This is the Deepdale Horseshoe. I'm going to be hitting 6 Wainwrights today: Arneson Crag, Burke's, St Sunday Crag, Fairfield, Hart Crag and Hart Top above Howe. Let's go and have a look at the route and see exactly where we're going today. Okay, so I've parked up in Patterdale and I've walked around the back of the Patterdale Hotel, heading up towards Arneson Crag. First fell of the day. From there, I'll be heading up to Burke's. Now, this is quite a steep pull up here, but once we're there, the views open up towards Helvellyn. Beautiful. Then I'll be heading up towards St Sunday, taking the left-hand fork and going towards Gavel Pike. Some great views down into Deepdale. Then over to St Sunday Crag, and then across Deepdale Horse towards Cover Pike. Beautiful little ridge. Up onto Fairfield. Some great views towards Windermere, then down to Hart Crag. And at this point I'll drop down onto the ridge that will take me over to Hart Top above Howe. And this is a really beautiful ridge. Wonderful descent back into the valley, to Deepdale Bridge, and back into Patterdale and the pub. It's going to be a real scorcher today. It's forecast to be 29 degrees in the valley and 22 up on the fell top there. So it's going to be a tough one. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I thought I'd get out before the day gets too hot. What I'd like to do is get most of the route done before midday if possible. I mean, that is a big ask, isn't it really? But if I can do that, or at least get to Hart Top above Howe before midday, that would be fantastic. And because last night was so hot in bed, I only ended up having about 3 hours sleep. So if this video is a little bit incoherent and I fluff some of the names, please be gentle. Today I'm going to be fueled on adrenaline and peanut butter and jam sandwiches alone. So let's see if they get me through it. Right, enough waffle. Let's get on to Arneson Crag. Gosh, it's got really bright all of a sudden. The sun has just come up over Angletarn Pikes. So about halfway up to Arneson Crag, you come across Oxford Crag. And this is a fantastic little place, it really is. It's only about 5 to 7 minutes walk up from the bottom there. And you get these kind of views. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to push on. I'm going to get to the top here to Arneson Crag. And those views should have opened out a little bit more. Let's go and have a look. There's a nice little tree there. Possible shot opportunity, maybe in the right conditions. Not today. Today is definitely not a photography day. It's, as you can see, wall to wall, blue sky. Horrible. But perfect walking day. I say that now before I start sweating and heaving up this hill. But in theory it should be a perfect walking day. We'll see. Okay, here we are on Arneson Crag. What a stunning view this is. And you also get the whole of the route today. So this over here is Burks. So we'll be going down here in a minute, following that path along, and then we hit a wall at Trough Head and we head up to the top of Burks, which is that one there. The pointy bit you can see in the background, that is Gavel Pike. And that sits off the summit of St Sunday Crag. So we'll go and have a look at that as well. We go up to St Sunday. St Sunday's on the right. And then we can see Fairfield there. It drops down, goes back up to Hart Crag. And then you can see where it drops down into Hartop above Howell, this big ridge that runs all the way along on the other side of Deepdale and back in. So that's where we'll be later on. When I say we, I mean us, you and me. But yeah, it's all opened up now. You can see Dove Crag. I mean, if my eyes were better, I probably could see the Priest Hole. You can see Red Screes, Middle Dord, Cordale Moor, Stony Cove Pike, Hartop Dord, you know, Grey Crag. And round here we can see Catsticam, pointy bit there, Birkhouse Moor, right round to Sheffield Pike and Glenriddin Dord. You can actually see Great Mail Fell as well on the other side of Ullswater. This is Ullswater here. And then we've got Place Fell, and round here Angletarn Pikes. I don't know if you can hear that sheep, it's hilarious. Oh, it's running down the path here, you won't be able to see it. Right, because there is absolutely not a breath of wind today, there are a lot of midges. We're right in the middle of midge season, so I feel like I'm being eaten alive at the moment. So I'm going to get on and get up to Burks over there. Let's go. Absolutely beautiful environment. I think that same team of midges has followed me over from Arneson Crag, Team M. Woo. It is so hot. It's 7:30 and there's a lot of heat in that sun now. I'm sweating, I'm drenched already. A little bit concerned because I've got to get up there yet. There's a steep pull up to Burks and yeah, obviously all the way around St Sunday, blah blah. Long way. I'm nowhere near getting anywhere. I've got that real summer holiday vibe at the moment. It feels like I'm away somewhere on holiday again. I've said this before on a previous video. It's just the smell of the grass and the air in general. All that mixed in with the smell of the sun cream. About a 10-minute walk from Arneson Crag to this point where we start to drop down to a place called Trough Head, which is just here, which will take us up to the top of Burks there. Let's get some sweating done. I don't feel like I've sweated enough yet. Let's go. That is a mighty fine view. Looking straight towards Hart Crag. Absolutely beautiful. So we can see here the path forks. I'm going to take the right fork. Right, so this is Trough Head. Really cool little re-entrant actually. So eventually this becomes Hagbeck. Just a path at the moment, but it will turn to Hagbeck at some point, which then runs into Grizehillbeck, which then in turn runs down into Ullswater. Nice, I like that view. That tree, could get some shots here. Not today though. Oh, look at these two. So cute. It's about to get a whole lot steeper. This actually now reminds me of last week's walk up on the Helvellyn South Ridge, going up that steep bit. What a contrast it is with the weather though. I mean, that was 1 week ago and couldn't see a flipping thing, and it was a bit cold. It was a little bit cold in the wind and the mist. And now look at it. Back into a heat wave. Heat wave number 2 of the year. Isn't it awful when you realise that when you were looking at the map, you were looking at the wrong scale? So I was thinking, oh, not got far to go now. It's only just a little bit further. This wall ends and it all starts to level off a little bit. And then I realised I was looking at the 1 to 50,000. Slightly demoralising. Bit further than I thought, but that's okay. But there is if you have a look on the map, you'll see it. There is a black crag over that way. Might be able to see it in a minute when it levels off. And there's a couple of black crags actually on this walk today. There's another one over on Hats up above Howe on the other side, on the Dovedale side, I think it is. Right, it is a bit of a pull up there. It is hard work, particularly on a hot day like today. But you now get to this bit here. Black crag is over there somewhere, whatever. And we're gonna head up here. So the top of Burks is just over here. And it is like a little bit of a ridge. When I say ridge, you know, it's a big fat ridge. It's not like an arête. Well, the wind has finally picked up. Thank the Lord. All my midgie mates have vanished now, blown off that way somewhere. That's good, but no doubt they'll probably show up again when I'm having my butties later on. So yeah, looking forward to that. Okay, here we are at the second summit of the day, Burks. It's a weird one. It's a weird one, this one. I don't quite get it. It just feels, again, a bit like a hill to me. I mean, it's nice. The views are obviously outstanding in every single direction, particularly over towards Helvellyn now. So normally when I do St Sunday Crag, I come up from Patterdale, same as today, but I come on the north side of this particular ridge, going up the Grisdale side. I normally skip this one out. To be honest, I never even notice it. Never even noticed Burks. It's just, yeah, boring. So I miss it out and then just go straight up St Sunday. In fact, this is actually quite an important milestone, this walk, because the very first vlog I did on YouTube was St Sunday, and it was via that route. That seems like a lifetime ago. It really does. If you're interested in seeing that, honestly, it's worth it. It's worth it just for a laugh, because it's that bad. I'll put a link to it in the description. So let's get up to St Sunday. Let's hope and pray that some clouds come in and make this scenery look a little bit more dramatic than it actually does. It doesn't look very good at the moment, does it? But it's not forecast to. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's get up there and have a look. Nice, easy scramble. Okay, so I'm now approaching that little fork in the path, and as you can see, you've got the right hand one, which is pretty steep, and you've got the left hand one, which is obviously not as steep, and cuts across the fell side up to Gavel Pike there. From there, we should be able to get a pretty good view actually down into Deepdale itself. Might even be able to hear some of the waterfalls down there. We should definitely see them, and we should also get a nice view of Green Howe End, which is that big bulbous crag that sticks out below Fairfield. Whew, all right, just got to that spur now that runs off from St Sunday Crag down to Gavel Pike. Sorry if that just made you a bit dizzy. But two wondrous things have just happened there. One, the wind has got up, and the second thing is now we're getting this lateral view of Fairfield. Now you can see Green Howe End, which is this big lump here. You can see Link Cove down there as well. I think what I'll do is I'll head over to Gavel Pike and should get a more unhindered view from there, because I think the ground's in the way a little bit here. From there we should be able to see down to Deepdale, so let's go and have a look at that. Okay, here we are on the very end of Gavel Pike. And well, there's actually, you can go down a little bit further, but there's probably not much point. We're now getting this incredible view looking out towards Deepdale. So you can see Deepdale Beck down there, glistening in the sun. Very nice place, it really is. And you can see the little piles of moraine as well down there. Great example of glaciation. So let's get up to St. Sunday and check out the views from there, because it all opens up. We can start to see Striding Edge very clearly from that point. And obviously, you know, like I said before, the southern ridge of Helvellyn, massive, Dollywagon Pike and Nethermost Pike. So yeah, let's go and have a look. Well, St. Sunday is a bit of an unusual name for a fell, isn't it? I mean, a lot of the fells around here have got really strange names anyway. The meanings got lost in history. And this one is a little bit like that as well, actually, St. Sunday. Now, the locals call this fell St. Dominic. I don't know why they call it St. Dominic. That, again, has probably been lost in history, but that is what they call it. So St. Dominic was the patron saint of astronomers. Maybe that's why they call it St. Dominic. I have no idea. But he was Spanish. And in Spanish, St. Dominic is Santo Domingo. And Domingo also means Sunday. So Sábado, Saturday, Domingo, Sunday. So Saint Sunday. So I know why it's called Saint Sunday, because it's a translation of Domingo. But why it's called St. Dominic, no idea. So I've kind of given you a half a factoid there. Do I get half a point, maybe? I don't know. Okay, just a short walk across to the summit of Santo Domingo. Okay, here we are on the summit of St. Sunday, aka Santo Domingo. I prefer that name. Yeah, like I said, it's all opened up now, the views out towards the South Ridge and of course Helvellyn itself. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the edge there and look down into Grisdale. So as I'm heading north, the ground is slowly but surely getting steeper and steeper, and eventually it will just drop off. From the top and from a lot of other sides, it looks like a pretty boring looking mountain. However, when you're over on anywhere on that ridge, actually, Helvellyn Massif or on Striding Edge, looking back at St. Sunday, it's a stunning mountain. You've got all these gullies and you've got these striations of the different types of rock, the layers of rock going horizontally. Yes, it is definitely getting steeper now. I don't want to go too far because I don't want to have to walk all the way back up again, because I've got a long way to go yet. But you can start to see the rocks down there. It's getting a bit rockier. You've got somewhere down here, it may even be around here somewhere, is Pinnacle Ridge, and that is a grade 3 scramble. It's not a very long scramble, but it is quite exposed. Okay, what I'll do is I will get my camera out and I'll show you what we can see from here, and I'll show you the route that I did last week in the cloud, and I'll show you some of the mountains beyond that as well. Yes, some very, very dramatic views from here. You get a lot of bang for your buck, that's for sure, on the side of St. Sunday Crag, looking towards Helvellyn and further out. Absolutely beautiful. Difficult to see Striding Edge in these conditions, but a couple of years ago I came up here in the snow and I watched a a rescue take place over on Striding Edge there. A helicopter came in trying to find someone. It was circling for a long time. I took a few photographs, so you might get a better idea of what it looks like in more dramatic conditions. What I'm going to do now is I'm not going to go back up to the top of St Sunday. I'm going to contour around here until I pick up Deepdale Horseshoe. There's no point in going up just to go back down again. So let's go and see how that works out and check out Deepdale Horseshoe and get over to Cofer Pike as well, because I'm looking forward to that. So let's get on. Hey, strange white sheep. So as you can see, just following the contour of the hill, not going up or going down, it just brings you back out to Deepdale Horseshoe anyway. And this is where the views will pick up again to the south, looking down into Deepdale. And true to form, it's very, very windy. It's always windy on Deepdale Horseshoe. In fact, that very, very first vlog I did, the St Sunday one, coming down here, it was exceptionally windy. So much so that I actually thought that the wind was going to pick me up and throw me into Grisdale that way. But not as windy as that today, thankfully. Just a nice wind to take some of this heat away. So as always, if you're enjoying this particular video and you're getting some useful information from it, please drop a like. It helps the video get to more people and in turn helps this channel grow. And the more the channel grows, the more likely it is to be able to sustain itself and pay for itself, which means I can get out and do more videos. So it all comes back into this. This, I have to say, has got to be one of the finest views in the Lake District. I say it a lot, I admit that, but that is quite special. Obviously not looking its best today because of the 50,000 miles of blue sky above the mountains, but you can use your imagination. You can imagine what this is like when there's clouds, when you've got lower sun, inversions. You can imagine what it's like with snow. Trust me, it looks beautiful. Absolutely love it. That pointy bit there, that is Cofer Pike. That's where we're heading now. Wow, it really is a pike from this angle. Whew. It's very pointy. That's St Sunday right in front of us. All right, at the top of Cofer Pike. Wonderful little ridgelet this, I love it. This is the top here and obviously it carries on over to there and then drops down a tiny bit and there's a little pull up to Fairfield, but definitely broken the back of the walk today and the climb and everything. So yeah, lovely spot. And of course, we've got Grisdale Town down there and the views out west. St Sunday Crag over there. Santo Domingo and Green Howe End sticking right out now. You can really see how far it goes out from the rest of Fairfield. Okay, let's keep going. Like I say, onto the rest of this little ridgelet and then we'll get up into Fairfield. It's a nice little place to walk and have an easy scramble if you want to do that. It's a great place, I love it. And that is just a fantastic view. It's like the Lunarscape now. So we're actually going to be heading along that bit there, that spur, and unfortunately it will drop down before it goes back up to Hart Crag. I do apologise about any heavy breathing, by the way. It's very hot. Right, I think I'm a bit too close to the edge now. Start to see the shelters now up here. Yes. Big gully. Look at this. Wonderful. It's almost vertical, that. Let's have a look down it. Ooh, that would be a punishing way up. But it's definitely something, or definitely a route that people have used. Well, that pile of stones is definitely looking like the highest point of the fell, so it probably is the summit. Can't see anybody here. I am totally amazed by that. I mean, it must be 10:30, 11 o'clock by now. I know it's Friday, but still, it's summer holidays. I thought this place would be rammed. I can't see anybody. There's no one here. Look. Nobody. Not a sausage. Not a sausage. Lots of sheep though, out somewhere there. I'll tell you what I'll do, is I'll head over to that cairn over there. So at that point I'll be able to show you to the south. Because we can see Coniston now, we can see Windermere, Esthwaite, see Morecambe Bay. It is probably just worth mentioning actually. I think I mentioned it before on the previous Fairfield vlogs. I've been up here twice vlogging. Pretty disorientating place to be when it's clagged in, when it's misty. And you've got to be on point with your navigation really. Don't just rely on these piles of stones, because there are people that do the Fairfield Horseshoe. They come up the western leg of the horseshoe hoping to go down the east, and what they do is they get completely disorientated and end up going down over Cove Pike, exactly the route that I've just done today over St Sunday, thinking that's part of the Fairfield Horseshoe, and have a hell of a shock when they're in Patterdale instead of Ambleside. A great place this is, isn't it? Look at it. If I wasn't doing such a huge walk today, I think I'd probably go down there and have a little rummage around. But I'm already feeling myself go crispy. Like I said, I'm going to skirt around the edge here. So rather than going straight off to Hart Crag, which is that one you can see right there, by the way, instead of going directly there down that path, I want to go along the edge. It's really. So yeah, you can keep on going all the way down to Green Howe End. I'm not going to do that today. I'm now going to rejoin the path and head over to Hart Crag. The Ambleside down there now. So right in the middle of the Fairfield Horseshoe now. At this point of the day when you're doing the Fairfield Horseshoe, you're like, oh, gotta do all that again. However, I'd like to point out that I'm at the halfway point now as well on this particular walk, so could do all that again. It's only this little pull up here now, which isn't too much of a task to do. And that's it really. Thanks for watching. That's the majority of the uphill done. Like I said earlier, hearts up above how, kind of undulates a little bit. So after this, I'm definitely going to find somewhere shaded, get out of this flipping sun for a little bit, and somewhere that's got a bit of a breeze blowing through it to stop the midges. I'm going to have me butties. I've not had breakfast yet. Just rushed out the door, grabbed my bag and ran. Let's get to Hart Crag, tick that one off, and go and find a butty stop. 3 hours sleep, remember. Don't forget that. Jeepers. I just feel like I'm slowly but surely, in fact not so slowly anymore, I just do feel like I'm burning. What I do really like are all these upturned rocks, like razor blades or gravestones. I love it. There's a few places like this in the Lake District has this sort of rock formation going on. Right, so you can actually see now Hart top above how. You can see the whole ridge going right along. So I'll follow this down now and I should be able to find some shaded area on the north side of this ridge. There's various crags down here, so I should be able to find something. Yeah, it's quite steep, isn't it? Although, that's quite a nice little area. I think I might just go down there, you know. Just going to sit in here, get out of this sun. Oh, I can't tell you how good that feels to finally get in the shade. It just feels like I've been in the desert all day. It's so hot out there at the moment. I just had a bit of a heart-stopping moment as well. Then I thought I'd scratched my lens on one of these rocks here as I sat down. Oh, it just looked like there was a big scratch on it, but it wasn't. It was just a little bit of a grease scuff. Phew. Right, I'm going to get my butties. I'm going to enjoy this shade. I'm going to enjoy this incredible view. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at right now, looking back at the route I've just done. And yeah, and then we'll get going. I'll see you soon. Once I've finished eating, we'll pick up again, going down the ridge here to the pub. So there is the route today, actually. So you can see over to the right there, I'm trying to point around about there. Anderson Crag, up to Burks, Gavel Pike, St Sunday, down to Deepdale Horseshoe, and you can't really see Cofer Pike now or Fairfield because you've got, well actually you can see Fairfield way up there in the top left hand corner, but you've got Green Howe End in the way now. It drops down into Deepdale. This is a wonderful place for a picnic, it really is. Right, I'm going to eat. Goodbye. Well, that was the perfect spot for lunch. Absolutely exactly what I was looking for. Somewhere shaded from the sun and plenty of wind blowing through as well, and obviously a great view. But I do feel a bit bereft because I didn't have a marsh bar. For some reason I didn't pack one. I've had a few of you asking me what the hell is all this marsh bar business about. And I don't know why I started saying it like that. I used to live in Holland and that's how they say it over there. Marsh bar and Snickers. It just stuck. Less of the waffleage. Let's get on down, right down this ridge now. You can see where we're going. Little bit, if I remember rightly, a little bit boggy in this first section, but I think it'll be dry today because it's patched at the moment. And then a pretty straightforward path all the way along and back down. Beautiful. This is a really lovely ridge actually. Nice walk. That's the Priest Hole just over there. Next episode I'm going to come up this way, up Dovedale, and I'm going to go and have a look in the Priest Hole before heading around onto the other fells. So yeah, watch out for that one. I just want to say as well, by the way, if you want to support the channel, if you want to support me doing these videos and helping me to pay for gear and fuel and parking and everything, all the costs associated with making these videos, it's about £50 per video, by the way, to make. So if you do want to help, just check out the links below in the description. There's a link to a website where you can buy photographs. There's also a link to a website where you can buy t-shirts and hoodies, or just buy me a beer if you fancy buying me a beer. That'd be very much appreciated. it'll either be a beer or I'll put it into the tank of the van so I can get out and do these videos. That's the whole purpose of those links really, so I can continue doing these videos. So thank you. So you see these formations here in the rock, these lines. This is basically volcanic ash. This rock is formed from volcanic ash, and each line signifies an eruption. It's an eruption, then it gets compressed, solidified into rock, another eruption, another eruption, another eruption, and so on. Probably over the course of millions of years. Okay, ooh, here we go. Sure is an impressive piece of rock, that, isn't it? Hart Crag. I was sat up there having my lunch, somewhere up there. But that's Scrubby Crag over there. Big location with rock climbers. I think I can see a climber up there now in a red t-shirt. Lovely. What a place. What a place. Seen 3 people today. 3 people. I got talking to a German couple on the way up to Fairfield, and I was talking to a lady on the way down from Fairfield at the bottom just before I went back up Hart Crag. Do you remember about 3 weeks ago when I started this walk? I was going up Burks and I mentioned the fact that there are a couple of black crags on this walk. There's one obviously on the side of Burks, and there's another one. I said there's another one over here, and it's here somewhere. I don't think it's that one. It's perhaps down this way a little bit. Let's get up here. This is Hartop above Howe. Let's get up there and have a look around, see what views we can see from there, because it should open up a little bit more. Oh wow. And I say Scotland's bad for midges. Flipping out. All my midgie mates have found me. They can obviously smell me. It's been that kind of day. Right, Hartop above Howe. I'll talk about it in a minute when I get away from that cloud, that black cloud of despair. Flipping out. That came out of nowhere. Have they gone? What they do is they can track you, you see. They home in on the carbon dioxide that you breathe out. This is why you can be on a hill and there's nothing. Next minute, they swarm. I think they can pick that up from some distance, you know. It's quite impressive. Horrible, but impressive. There are a lot of Hartops around here. You know, Hartop above Howe, we're here now. Hartop the village. Hartop Dodd. High Hartop Dodd. There's also Hart Crag, Hartside, Hartafell. It's all Hart. And that's because this is deer country, or was deer country. And the word Hartop means valley of the deer. So work that one out. Hartop above Howe. Howe means hill, so valley of the deer above the hill. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's a bit like Spanish, you know, like Casablanca, White House. It's, you know, the hill above the valley of the deer. Maybe. I don't know. In a minute, we're going to start going down, and that's it. We're not going to be coming back up again. There's going to be no up, I mean. That's never coming back up here again. It's a beautiful downhill, I'll tell you that now. Very, very pleasurable. Very picturesque. I don't know if it's going to be today, but ordinarily it is. And we'll be one step closer to that nice cold beer at the pub. But still got quite a way to go. Down the ridge, you can see the ridge ahead of me here, and then we're going all the way down to the valley there, across Deepdale Bridge, and then along the road there, along the pavement on the road, unfortunately, round the bottom of Arneson Crag, back into Patterdale. this little style. It's so cute. I mean, look at it. It's so small and dinky. Get up it a little bit. It's small and dinky on that side. A little bit bigger on this side. And this lovely little path leading away from it. I can't tell you how happy I am to see trees somewhere where I can shade for a little bit. Just sheltering under this tree here for a few minutes. I was definitely overheating then. I didn't realise how much. I had to sit here and just take a load off and close my eyes for a bit. Flipping out. The sun is so fierce today. You can see that very distinctive pike shape up there, gavel pike. Very nice, and obviously St Sunday behind, Burks, Anderson Crag. But you can also see that we're not far away from the bottom of the valley now, literally 10 minutes away from Deepdale Bridge. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk along the road back into Patterdale. It's going to be really busy and it'd be quite nice for you guys to see, you know, all the traffic. You know, just the hustle and bustle of village life and Lake District life. Look at this tree here, isn't that a fine specimen of a British tree? I think that might be an English oak. Yep, that's an oak. It's a biggie as well. I mean, the size of the leaves. I mean, look at the size of the trunk and these branches. There's the road, yay! Deepdale Beck. Better get off this bit of road here before I get run over. There it is. Gorgeous, isn't it? I think I'll get on the other side of the road. There's a little bit of pavement now. It's Anderson Crag up there. It's where we were first thing this morning. Dun dun dun! Oh, that sounds good. Couldn't even see it, it's all reflecting. Have you got any cold lager, please?
We've got a lager Pilsner off the tap, or we've got bottles of Rossini.
Oh, I'll have one of that Pilsner, please. That sounds perfect. Oh, it's so hot today.
Alright, the summer's actually started now.
Oh, it has, yeah. Flipping out.
It's taking enough time.
Yeah. It's funny, I didn't even know about this place, you know.
Yeah, we don't advertise, we just put the boards out.
Yeah.
When we're open. If it's
That's
raining,
good.
we don't open.
No, that's good.
Shelter.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that. You're making us famous.
Yeah, hopefully. Cheers now, see ya. Perfect spot for a drink. So good to be back in the van, windows open, airflow. I could put the air conditioning on, but why would I want to lock that outside? So don't forget, the route will be in the description as always. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you out on the next episode, episode 8, where I'll be going up Priest Hall.